how can you possibly be this talented? Does your handsomeness get in the way of like your everyday life? I can't think of any other questions people would want to ask me. I don't know. I really hope this is being recorded, because if it isn't, I've just gone insane. Hi, I'm Hank Azaria, and apparently I'm doing the WIRED Autocomplete Interview. So here we go. First thing, how to pronounce Hank Azaria. It's Hank Azaria. It's self-explanatory. Although some people in my family say Azaria, I discovered. The Azaria people insist they're right, but they are wrong. And I have the mic here, so I win. How tall is Hank Azaria? I am 6 feet tall exactly. Although with age, I'm like 5'11" and 3/4 now. How old is Hank Azaria? Getting very personal. The card is actually upsetting me. I'll be 57 in April, as of April 25th, 2021. I can barely wait to see how insulting this next one's going to be. No, not insulting. How many characters does Hank Azaria voice? Well, on The Simpsons alone, over 100 over the years, but 30 or so running characters that appear consistently. And then, too many to count in other venues. Now on to does Hank Azaria. We're really, this is like a journey into grammar here. Does Hank Azaria drink? Well, I drink like water and stuff to live and survive, sure. I do not drink alcoholic beverages. I've retired from that about 14 years ago this next summer. I was forced into retirement. Does Hank Azaria sing? Yes, I have to sing on The Simpsons all the time. I sang on Broadway. I would like to point out that I believe in the history of Broadway musicals. I'm the person nominated for a Tony with the least musical talent ever in the history of Broadway. So they pay me to sing every once in a while, which they really shouldn't. I would be very disappointed if I showed up at a Broadway theater and I was the one singing. But, what do I know? What do they know? Does Hank Azaria speak Spanish? No. I grew up in a Spanish-speaking household. I understood Spanish until I was a teenager, and then I lost a lot of it. But both my parents are fluent in Spanish. Okay. Does Hank Azaria have... This question killed me. Not literally. Does Hank Azaria have Parkinson's disease? What a disturbing question. No. I also don't have, for the record, no beriberi, no scurvy, no Legionnaire's disease. I don't know. I'm hoping that this is because in the last season of my show, Brockmire, my character had Parkinson's, and I like to think I did a convincing handshake. But I don't know. Don't have Parkinson's. But thanks for asking. Now, what Hank Azaria? Can I just answer what Hank Azaria? What the Hank Azaria is going on here? I think that should be a new way of expressing ourselves. What has Hank Azaria been in? That's a long. I've been at this for 35 years, so you got to Google that one. I'm known for The Birdcage, The Simpsons. I was recently on Ray Donovan. I just finished my show Brockmire. I was on Friends. I was in Spamalot on Broadway. I've done a lot of stuff, kids. What is Hank Azaria doing now? I just finished my show Brockmire, and now I have a podcast, the Jim Brockmire Podcast, where I interview the great and near great in the world of sports and entertainment. Got Charles Barkley and Ben Stiller and Don Cheadle and Joe Buck and Colin Cowherd and Dan Patrick joining us. I'm also a producer. Got many things in development. Mom, if you're watching this, I've been busy. Stuff. Get off my case. What is my ethnicity? Very nice question. I'm an American Jewish fellow. My family are Sephardic Jews, meaning they were originally from Spain. Like back in the 15th century. And that's why my family's Spanish speaking, because all Sephardic Jews speak a dialect of Spanish called Ladino, which is a fascinating dialect. It's Spanish, phonetic Spanish, written in Hebrew characters, Hebrew letters. How about that? And my family went to Greece for a long time. I am Jewish by way of Spain, by way of Greece. When Hank Azaria? This is like a strange newspaper articles. You need the who, what, where, when, why, how, right? This is like doing this to myself. So I can't wait to see when was Hank Azaria nominated for an Oscar? I remember this very well. That was the 12th of never. It has never happened. I should have been nominated 56 times. But boy, that's flattering that was, if that's Googled a lot. People also have assumed that I've hosted SNL, but I never did. So if Lauren, if you're watching this, give me a break, please. Throw me a freaking bone. When did Hank Azaria join The Simpsons? The first year that it was a half-hour show, which is back in 1988. Boy, I was 24, but I auditioned for it originally. I think I was 22. The very first one was Mo. That's what I auditioned with. And then followed quickly by Chief Wiggum. Those were my first two characters. Well, I stopped voicing Apu. I really haven't uttered a sound as Apu in about 5 or 6 years. I only announced that I was not doing that a couple of years ago. Although Apu has appeared visually on the show, he hasn't uttered a word in 5 or 6 years. But there's a whole nother long story that I'm sure you can Google if you like. Now, kids, we move on to Where Hank Azaria. Much like Where's Waldo. Where is Hank Azaria in frame? Right here. Congratulations, you've won. Where is Hank Azaria from? I am from New York, specifically Queens, specifically Forest Hills, New York. A lot of great people from Forest Hills. You got Paul Simon, David Caruso, Ray Romano from my hometown. Ray Romano's mom was my music teacher in Forest Hills. How about that? All right, we got where does Hank Azaria live? Well, my actual address, I'm not giving it to you. But I moved back to New York about 6 years ago. It's our final board, kids. It's kind of said, who Hank Azaria? Who has Hank Azaria dated? My goodness, we're getting personal. A lot of people in show business. I don't know. I don't think I should out them. There was a while there, I have to be honest, where if I turned on the TV, I saw a lot of people I dated at one time or another. I don't know whether I'm proud or ashamed of that, somewhere in between. And I've dated many civilians as well. I once dated a medical examiner. Once dated a woman who did autopsies. How about that one? Who did Hank Azaria play in Friends? I played David, the scientist guy who was in love with Phoebe. I got beaten out by the very handsome Paul Rudd, which I actually was sad about. I really wanted to end up with Phoebe. I found out like everybody else. When I read the script, I'm like, I don't end up with Phoebe? But, I think she made the right choice. He went on to be Ant-Man and I went on to be Gargamel. So, I played David the scientist guy on Friends, but I auditioned to be Joey. And spoiler alert, I didn't get it. I thought the show was so good, I was right about that I asked to come back. I said, I got to go back and try it again. And they let me very kindly, and then they very quickly threw me out again. But then they were nice enough to offer me David, the scientist guy. Who's Hank Azaria's wife? My lovely wife, Katie. Katie Wright. Katie Azaria now. We have an almost 12-year-old son, Hal. I like to call her a recovering actress, a former actress. Katie was a really good actress. She worked a lot. She played Susan Day in the Partridge Family movie. And she was on a spin-off of Beverly Hills 90210 or Melrose Place. I think it was called Malibu Shores. My favorite of hers, though, is she did a Mentos commercial that you can still catch on YouTube. All right, I think I did it. Now, I guess I would ask those questions if I were Googling myself. I'm still disturbed by the Parkinson's question. No, as far as I know, I'm disease-free. So thanks for asking.